Hi, viewers. So my name is Raymond. Once again, we are talking to a good friend, Lenin Apuri, very brilliant student who has gone through a lot in order to secure a PhD scholarship to study in Australia. We want to listen to his story, basically to inspire ourselves. Uh, for those who are looking forward to study for their PhD or for their masters abroad, this video would give you a lot of lessons to learn from. And that is the purpose of these kind of videos, basically to give us the opportunity to learn from people who have been successful through this journey. And so we have Lenin with us today, and we're going to listen to him, hear his story, his journey, and the progress that has come with these struggles. So Lenin, how are you?
I'm fine, Raymond. How are you too?
I'm good, my brother. I'm so happy to be talking to you today.
I'm also happy to have this conversation with you.
Great, great, great. So let's go straight to the point.
Yeah.
Where are you from, and how has the journey been for you?
Okay. Thank you very much, Raymond, for your question. My name is Lenin Apuri from Ghana, specifically from Upper East Region, Navrongo. I hold a BSc degree from University of Development Studies. Then I went to University of Cape Coast for my MPhil and then gained scholarship to University of Melbourne here in Australia. Thank you.
Wow, interesting. So, for those who don't know, myself and Lenin are actually from the same place. I'm also from Navrongo, so it's coincidental that we are having this conversation. And if you're a young person from Navrongo, this is to inspire you that you can also make it in this journey of progress. And so it really doesn't matter where you are coming from. What matters is your determination and your zeal to make things happen to yourself in this life. So, Lenin, how has been your academic journey? Has it always been rosy from your days at UCC, UDS, and then now and then now at the University of Melbourne in Australia, far away?
Yeah.
Let's get your experience. How has it been for you?
Well, it has been up and down, but it's all about determination. And if you put your mind into it, then I think everything is possible. So after my first degree from University of Development Studies, fortunately I had a supervisor and a graduate supervisor who used to like me, even though a lot of people didn't like him because they think that he was a difficult man. But I don't know. He used to like me very much. So after my first degree, I was doing my national service at Savannah Agricultural Research Institute. Then he called me and told that yes, there is this professor in Cape Coast who will help me. He believed that prof at the University of Cape Coast will help me. Actually, so he made me to contact him. That was 2019. But then prof was on sabbatical leave in London. So I told him that I want to work with him. I spoke to him about my passion in this area of research and all that. So he also took keen interest in my story. I said, okay, Lenny, currently I'm on sabbatical leave in Rostam Test Research in London. So you put on your application uh, and see what will happen. I have a project with a German professor sponsored by DAD. If that project goes successful, I'll put you on it as a master student. So I put on my application and then truly, I got the admission. The project came. So in fact, my master's was sponsored on scholarship for the 2 years. But it comes with its up and down, our educational system. So
So just a second. So your master's at the University of Cape Coast was part of a bigger project.
there was part of a DAD funded project.
Okay, all right.
because we were two, a PhD and myself at MPhil students. So we were sponsored completely. Everything was paid for. Yeah. So I went to University of Cape Coast in 2019, then I finished my master's in 2022 March. That was when I started this abroad scholarship journey. Immediately I finished, I submitted a PhD application to Ireland. Yeah, one research institution there. It's quite some time I've forgotten. I was shortlisted for interview. We were 137 who applied. They selected four of us. Then I became second. That is where I know that I'm closer to something. I just need to to push hard.
Yes.
But, but it has not been easy. I've tried, but if I want to start where all these things, it will need the whole day. So if I will just move straight to Canada and then Australia. So that
Okay.
was 23 that I wrote to one professor in Canada, University of Waterloo. Then when I wrote to him, I said, "Oh, I like your CV, your background is good. But unfortunately, I submitted for funding. It has not yet come. So I will keep your documents. If God bless, and then I get the funding, then I will bring you on board." So I was there. Then I used to follow LinkedIn very well. Then somebody posted that University of Melbourne needs six PhD and master's research students, about 600 a scholarship. We call it Melbourne Graduate Research Scholarship. So I went into the website. I've gone through, take my time, to go through step by step, find out what are the requirements. Then I realized that, oh, I met all of them. But the challenge was that I have to get a supervisor who will endorse my application. So I wrote to, I think, about 5 or 6 people, and then this my current supervisor accepted to bring me on board. So I have to say hallelujah to that, because it wasn't an easy this because it was a very good scholarship. I'm yet to see a country that give that kind of scholarship.
Mm.
And I will go into the details later. So when I wrote, he replied and said, "Oh, Lenin, I'm happy to support your PhD scholarship application." And I said, "Okay." So I wrote back to him, thanking him for accepting to bring me into his research group, and then asking that can we have a Zoom meeting so that we know each other well. Then
Mm-hmm.
he could a Zoom meeting, yeah, he himself, and then we had a chat. He told me about his research group. He asked me to also tell him about my background. He spoke, and then he asked few things about Ghana, and then that was it. And I told him that, oh, I need his signature, and they said no problem. Then I sent him the form, the in-principle supervisory form. Then he wrote a highly recommendation for me, and then I put my application, and then uh, truly everything came.
Yeah, but
So
if someone is listening to you, they might think that, oh, this is really some smooth journey for you because I mean it all seems so rosy, so easy, so fine.
oh,
What were some of the earlier challenges before this scholarship came in, or even through this one?
yes, yeah. I told you that when I started, in fact, when I finished my master's, I applied to Italy first. I did the interview. That was my first time of interacting with what is the name? Microsoft Teams. So
Mm.
I wasn't successful. I tried so many countries. I went,
How many countries did you try?
I did Germany. I did US. I got a supervisor there who asked me to apply. But then, because I wasn't familiar with that system, and then it was supposed to go to the next year, and I didn't want to wait.
Mm.
So I have to kick that one out. And then Canada, I did Canada too. Like I told you, Ireland, I did one there.
So many
And
countries.
so many, if to be
I
here and I
mean,
open
to be able to do all these scholarships, it means you were not probably sleeping well because it's not easy.
every night I have to. In fact, initially I was not thinking about Australia. I never, Australia came to the picture later.
Mm.
My target was in Germany because I worked with Germans before. I was trying to apply uh, to that. But my problem in Germany was that the professor who would have bring me to the university was also going on retirement.
Mm.
So he there for 3 years to supervise me. So that was my challenge for Germany. But Canada was successful because the woman asked me to come later. She, she was disappointed that I didn't come to Canada. But then that is it. But if if I was having time to share my desktop with you to see the kind of application I did, you'll be sad for me. That is okay. Germany alone, I had 10 interviews, more than 10, 10
10.
interviews,
10
more than 10.
interviews, different applications.
Yes, in 1 week from Monday to Friday, interviews alone.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if I share my desktop with you, you see the kind of
And
application.
all
So
this, you never gave up.
yeah, no, because I knew I said the German one, I did the thing. Oh, Raymond, I don't want to remember, but I knew that I was closer to something. So
Mm.
if it were to be somebody, the person would have given up. But I said no, I must go.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what makes it difficult is that every application you have to tailor the CV to fit that position. You can't use one CV to apply all the positions. So that really makes the work difficult. So if you are seeing 10 applications, you have to prepare 10 different CVs so that it can fit the person what the person is looking for. So UCC, one of my friend, I used to go to his lab. He said, let every single day I will go there for interview, and I will not get it.
Mm.
But I say no, I must continue. So I had a friend who is in Pennsylvania now. He told me that he got PhD scholarship to Tasmania. That has gingered me to now turn my face to Australia. But initially, I was not thinking about Australia. It was
Right.
him now because he was successful. Then I said, no, I must start. So when he said he's successful, and then I said, no, I must get Australia. Even prior to that, he has seen a PhD scholarship at Tasmania and said to apply. And I didn't apply because I was focusing on Germany and other countries. So when he now told me, oh, I got my visa and I'm going. So I came back home, wrote to the professor that he gave the email to me to write. I wrote and the woman said, oh, yeah, oh, we were looking for a candidate like you, but unfortunately somebody has applied. I was so much, but I said, no, I must push hard. But
Mm.
Lord, then I saw University of Melbourne graduate scholarship, and it's the best scholarship I've seen.
Maybe the wait was very necessary because this was what God was preparing for you.
Yes, it was very nice. I said, if I remember this, the kind of stress I've gone through, it will take me maybe a year or two for me to heal from that stress. It
I can
has,
imagine. I can imagine. So I mean, with all this experience, what would you advise new people who are looking at applying for PhD, applying for masters abroad? What are the things, based on your experience, you think they need to really work on very well to make them very competitive candidates?
first, I will advise people not to apply for individual projects like professors who always advertise for individual projects. Sometimes it is highly competitive. And that was my situation. That was my haircut because you see that a professor will say, "Oh, I have this project, I need to apply." You go and apply. And I must say that all the applications have, if I submit 10 applications, 10 out of 9 will call me for interview because of the way I prepare my document. You see, like I was telling you, it's not about using the same certificate or CV to apply for every position. So put that one at the back of your mind. Never apply for individual professors projects because
So
it
that's
is
number one.
that is number one because it's going to be highly, highly competitive. Because all the individual professor projects have applied, when the outcome always come, they will say that more than 200 people have applied for just one single project, and they are needing only one person. Who are they going?
But Lenin, somebody will say that maybe we should say that you must be very competitive to believe yourself and apply those kind of scholarship.
Yeah, remember what I'm saying is that if you apply, then don't focus all your energy on those kind of
Okay, I
things.
mean that is fine because that
Yeah.
one it's a bit competitive. So
For me, anytime I apply them, the way I put my CV and my letter of interest, I'll definitely be called for interview. And I, maybe I'll come second or I'll come third or something.
right. So that's number one. Let's look at the other things people should take note of.
They should take note of their CV. Very, 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 very important. The way
Mm-hmm.
you your CV is very, very. When I submit my CV like this, I go straight to the point. I summarize the key things in there. So the moment the person see my CV, definitely they will select me. People don't want to go to LinkedIn. There is a gamut of information on LinkedIn. People will come and paste sample of CVs there, letter of interest on. So you read what other people have done, then you let it fit on your situation. I must be honest, LinkedIn has helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, LinkedIn has been part of my sources because people come there to paste CVs there. And then people will give you suggestions. If you want to do it this way. So your CV should be very, very important. Your letter of interest. Something because if I write your letter of interest, sometimes they say, okay, apply, attach letter of interest or motivation or something. You must make sure that whoever is advertising the position, whatever you are writing should be in line exactly with what they are looking for. Otherwise, if you go and you are, for example, the person is a microbiologist, and then he look at the laboratory or the PhD candidates that are working under the person, look at the skills that the people are having. Make sure that you have those skills. Because if you don't have those skills, the person will not take you.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. So before you apply, go back to the person research page, look at the PhD students, the postdocs, the research fellows, the environment there. What is the person background? He's a molecular biology, he's a chemist, he's this, he's that. Let your CV be in line with that one. Let your what you can do come clearly. You see, oh, for example, the person needs somebody to come and do something related to microbiology. Oh, you can say that I don't know how I'm going to use like you must write your what you can do straightforward, concise, and extract DNA samples with this particular DNA kit. You see, the person know that the person can extract DNA and he can use he already know the kit that he can use to extract the DNA.
Mm.
But you don't go and be people have been sending me CVs all the time. I just send it back to them. You can use those CVs to get any serious PhD position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, The it is. So your CV is number one. You must be very, very careful.
So you've mentioned
And,
the CV, you've mentioned the cover letter.
and
Okay.
that's what it is good because the supervisor expect that you know some basic concepts. You already know some basic concepts
Mm-hmm.
that apply to the program. For me, like this, the moment my supervisor saw my transcript, he saw, oh, Lenin has an A in ecology, soil ecology. And this is the kind of person I want. So straight away, he just you possess the right. So when he was writing the recommendation, let me possess the right skills for soil ecology, and that is the reason why I'm bringing him to my project. You see,
Right. Right.
so it's just important that way. But make sure that you are not going to apply one or two. You may go 10 applications before you can get one of them.
Mm.
Don't.
And that is where the determination really comes in, because you might do all the right things that you are asking people to do, but you might not still get it. So it means that you have to continue to do the right thing in almost every application that you do.
I started my PhD application in 2022, somewhere May, and I got admission in 2023 December. So
Wow.
for
That's almost a year or so.
yes, all the rejections I was still doing it.
And if you count all the rejections that you had, how many can you say up to how many rejections in
Oh,
all?
maybe more than 50.
More than 50 rejections.
Because
Wow.
I really alone I did applications up to interview and I didn't get it. There should be more than 50.
Hmm.
Okay,
But
but
also, some people also always ask me that they want to, they ask them to write a motivation letter. I know in your application, some of them you might have been asked to do that. What
yeah,
should they also take note of based on your experience?
yes. When like I was saying that depending on okay, you are applying for uh what is it? Maybe a professor advertise a position and say he wants students. And then he asks you, send me a motivation, the reason why you are applying or why you think that you are qualified. So your introduction should be clear. It should be, you should express your interest. Oh, uh, uh, maybe I've looked into your research. I'm only using that as an example because it's quite. Oh, I looked into your research page and I realized that what you are doing is just what my interest is in that area, and so you should be able to that one to be your first preamble. Yes, or I'm writing to express my interest to be part of this project because of this. Before you can now bring some skills that look at the advertised position, the person state the kind of skills that they need. So if you find a way of incorporating those skills in that motivation or motivational statement or statement of purpose or letter of interest, if you find a way of putting those ones there. But bear in mind, if you know the theoretical background of the principle, in case the person is interviewing you, you will be able to answer. I don't know whether you are understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Let me
I
start
mean,
an
I want
example.
it to be as simple as possible so that the listeners would be able to understand, That's why I keep asking the follow-up questions.
Yes.
Um,
So you should be able to let the person see that oh, you are really interested about the topic or the research that you want to do because every professor will want to see that you are so passionate about it. Otherwise, PhD, it will get a time, it will become tough whether you'll be able to continue or not. So the person should be able to see that on your writing and the way you write. You don't go and write small letters and capital letters together and no punctuation, no full stop anyhow. No, 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 no. You have to let the paragraph link each other. First, you are writing to express your interest to be part of his or her research distance. You are applying for this position because your current research interest is in line with that one, then you have the skills that will help you to be able to conduct that research. If you're able to link those things together,
Right.
it's straightforward. So it's also very important that people should think about that. Because it's highly competitive, so you need to do a very good job. And you have to share your CV, your trust, whatever, with someone who has already achieved it, like somebody like me. The moment I see your CV and it's not good, I'll tell you that this CV is not good. People have sent me so many of them. I say, nobody will not accept this. Uh,
Mm.
so
Right. I mean, this is really fascinating and to listen. But now the
yes,
many people
sorry,
really want to get
yeah.
into master's programs, PhD programs abroad. But the challenge has always been how to go around things. And so what you are sharing is really important. And um, what are the other nuggets that you think should be considered?
Yeah, and then the way you write your cool email to them,
Mm,
cool email is very, you see somebody will go and do, go and what is it called? Go and create an email and say Lenin Apuri at 23 at gmail.com. It's not professional.
mm-hmm.
How do you do this 23 at? The moment the professor see that you delete it, that's what is Lenin Apuri at 23 or 23 at gmail.com. People don't do it well. How do you title your email subject line? Yeah, you have to put a prospective a graduate student or PhD candidate. You must be able to tackle that properly. You see, it's because my computer is not here. I cannot
What should
remember.
they what kind of emails should people be using?
Yes, like because Lenin Apuri at gmail.com. You don't add 23, people will add 18, what or what in the email. That is not
Yeah.
perfect.
And I
I
always
don't,
ask students also to use, if they still have their student emails. For example, you were in Legon, you still have your
yeah,
student email. It's good to use that one. If you were at UCC and you still have
yeah,
your student email active, it's good to use those ones because those ones are more institutional affiliated.
yes, and they show professionalism. So everyone is interested that I cannot even log in into my computer, the other computer to share much of the things. Because
Maybe
now
one day we will intentionally have a session where you go into your computer and you are showing clearly some of the things that you are discussing.
in my office to interview me the other day, when I opened my scholarship application document, the person was shocked. I said yes. It took me day in and day out to sit down and prepare. Every day I'll go to LinkedIn more than 20 times just to go and see sample people have fixed. And I will screenshot them, type them with hand, and then put them on my computer.
Wow.
And I use that to be editing.
So, Lenin, now you are in Australia, I guess. How is Melbourne? And how is
Oh,
the University of Melbourne?
Melbourne, even Melbourne is the best. University of Melbourne is good.
Right.
I must confess that University of Melbourne is good. The way their system is working, and then excellent. I don't, whatever you need as a PhD student, they will give it to you. They say you are a worker, but you are on contract. But if you come and see the office they give me, you think that I'm a lecturer. You
Right.
see, the laboratory that I'm working on, my teaching and everything, I just move from my office to the kitchen and come back. So it's good. It's good that, yeah. And they have very good scholarships, scholarship that will take care of your everything.
Mm.
Like this, my scholarship pay everything. My flight ticket, when I arrived in Australia, they gave me certain allowance, and so it's good. Remember, it's very, very good.
Right. So those who are listening to us, I mean, Lenin is at the University of Melbourne and is one of the best universities in Australia. So
Yeah.
if you are thinking of master's program, if you are thinking of a PhD program, head your way there and begin to look at the program areas that you want to study and see what is available for you also. This program basically is to share the journey, but also to let you know that there are opportunities everywhere. You don't have to look at only one place. If you are trying Canada and it's not working, look into Australia, which is almost the same like Canada. Look into Germany, look into UK. Always make sure you diversify your applications and follow some of the rules that Lenin is giving because it's competitive. One of the things I always say is that the experiences is that the Asians have really taken advantage, and for them applications has become a business, and so people are professional application managers, and so they are doing things professionally and they are getting the results than we are getting. And so if you are interested in studying abroad, that alone is another work for you, and you need to pay attention and dedicate the time, the energy, and then get the required support that you need to get you through this journey. Lenin, we would maybe you have to rearrange another interview where you then go into your computer and you are sharing practicals. And that one I'm going to call it a practical session on scholarship application. But for this brief chat interview, I will just ask you to give us your final comments, and then possibly this will not be the end. We will arrange for another interview where we will deal deep into the application process. So what are your final thoughts?
What I'm saying is that what I will say is that it is possible that anybody can do it once
It
you
is
set
possible, yes, it is.
way to do it, because I've done it and I'm not a superhuman being. I've learned from people. Make sure you learn from people who have succeeded in the zone. They will share their experiences. When you share your, oh, I've seen this application, I want to apply. This is my CV, this is my motivation letter, this is it. Oh, can you review it for me? Can you do it for me? Let the people who have passed through it look at your document for you. They will say something that will change your life, or it will help you a lot.
Right,
And not to get a scholarship, you have to be consistent. Don't mind the I'm sorry, or you write and the person will not respond to you. Don't mind about that. If you write 20 and nobody responds to you, continue writing. Like, definitely you hit on one of them. And that one is the one that you are coming to celebrate on, because it's going to be a good one for you.
right,
Just have to be consistent, put your mind to it, visit LinkedIn. LinkedIn is having a lot of information there. People have been pasting CVs there, academic CV, motivation. Me, I've gotten scholarship, but if you see my phone, I still have scholar essays, and for example, motivation CV and other things. Because as I'm in lead gaming, I know I'll continue to apply for positions, or I'll need to share my experience with other people. So when I see academic CV, I still download it and put it on my computer on this, so that like programs like this, I can share my experience with people. So it's very, very important people take advantage of LinkedIn. Has a lot of information. If you really want to get a scholarship, go there, visit it, let it be like the WhatsApp you have been visiting. Basically, when I was doing my scholarship application, LinkedIn was just taking more of my time than WhatsApp or anything. So it was always my LinkedIn and my email. That's all.
right.
And with it. And then finally, I got it. Even when I go to University of Melbourne, I never had my supervisor never interviewed me anything. It was just like the way we were having a chat.
Mm,
And that is it. So, but the previous ones are giving me the experience to do, and that is even helping me in my PhD now. Because now I know how to look for the right information, the things I didn't know how to do them. I was forced to learn them, which is helping me today. to do my PhD.
Right.
So, final for that, please. um, some will do once and get it. Some will do more than once before they get it. So you have to be consistent with it. Share with people who have already made it. So we should give you a lot of information and it will help you. So I think that will be my little advice I will give to
Okay.
people.
So Lenin, thank you so much. And to you, the one who has opportunity to watch this video, share it with your friends to motivate them and to motivate yourself that it is possible and that anything that you want to do is just about the consistency, as Lenin has argued. It's about the consistency. It's about not giving up. And if Lenin is able to do it, you can also do it. And so go ahead and begin your search now, because the next person to interview might be you, the one watching, sharing your next or your best progress with us and with fellow colleagues who watch this program. So thank you so much, Lenin. And I thank you so much for the time. I'll catch up with you again so that we can do a working session where you go through some examples that people can learn from directly.
Share how they can go to a university website to look for scholarship, how to write a professor cool email. I'll share a lot of information with them.
Perfect.
I will even do more. So I will look at my schedule and get back to you. That one I'll do it on campus where I can use my big screen and
Perfect.
then
Perfect. Perfect. So like the page, support us so that we can bring you more of these interviews. Bye-bye.